So the Samsung Galaxy S24 is a beautiful phone, and if you just bought it, you might be trying to figure out some of the best tricks and tips. And typically, I make these videos, but I think the Galaxy S24 is a very, very good phone, and I like this phone a lot. And there's one thing that I love a lot that Samsung threw in this phone, and that is the 7 years of security and software updates that they are promising with this device. Now, I would recommend the best trick or tip I can tell you without a doubt is to keep your phone updated as often as possible. So, what I would recommend doing is making your way into your settings application. So, come right into your settings app right here, scrolling down until you see the software update panel at the very bottom. Go and tap on it and clicking on download and install. And I would recommend keeping your phone up to date as often as possible. If you're getting a Samsung Galaxy S24, the best thing you can do is literally just keep your phone up to date because that is going to keep your phone as secure as possible and as good as possible. And you're going to be getting so many cool features throughout the years. And I'm so glad that Samsung did this type of update on this phone. And it's without a doubt one of my most favorite things going on for this type of device. So this in and of itself gets a thumbs up for me. Getting just software updating your phone is the most important thing. I'd also probably recommend throwing a case or two on your phone, not two cases, but putting a case and a screen protector on your phone is probably another thing that probably would be very, very beneficial. Just because you don't want to scratch or like break your phone as soon as you bought it. It's probably like another thing I'd probably, another tip I would probably keep in mind for your particular device. Now, our Samsung Galaxies also get this Galaxy AI feature that Samsung threw into all of our devices. So basically, there were a lot of different features built in within Galaxy AI. If you kind of go through your whole entire software of your phone, you might see this little star icon. So it's within the gallery application and so many other places. You'll see this little icon. That basically indicates that there's a Galaxy AI feature kind of looming around. Now, if you come into your home screen, you'll also see it right in the bottom left corner. If you go and tap on it, I don't know why it's not working here, but if you go and tap on it whenever you see it like this, it will allow you to kind of unlock more advanced intelligence features for your particular Galaxy phone. And that's something that's actually really, really cool. So what you can do here is you can go and see what things that Galaxy A brings. Now, I think it's free for like a year and a half or 2 years or something. I think they're probably going to give it for free eventually, and like ultimately. But if you want to, you just have to sign in via your Samsung account, and then you can unlock a lot more features within your Galaxy S24. And I would recommend taking advantage of this because this is a very unique Samsung Galaxy S24, experience. A lot of other stuff you can get on any phone, but this stuff is really only for like the latest Google Pixels or the latest Galaxy S24. And I'd recommend taking advantage of this for now while your phone can. On top of that, kind of in the AI Galaxy AI feature set, not really, it's more like Google AI feature, is this new circle to search. So this is very cool because this is kind of unique to the S24s and the newer Google Pixels and stuff like that too. Basically, if you're in an application and you wanted to search for something, right? Let's say instead of having to take a screenshot and Googling it or like having to type it in on Google, you could just hold down on the either the nav bar button at the very bottom, the home button, or the gesture bar button that's at the bottom too. You can hold it down and you can get this new pop-up that comes up. It's a very good looking pop-up. I think it looks very nice. And what you can do here is you can start searching for stuff by circling it. So literally what you have to do here is you can just circle for something like this and you can just start like actually searching for something on Google, literally just like this. And you can see it'll just take the text of it and it will tell you and give me recommendations of it. So now it will actually recommend me stuff without even me having to type anything in. So in this case, like for apps and stuff, it's not that big of a deal. But if I'm like wondering like, hey, like where in the world is this, right? I can probably just take a, if I can just like hold this down right here and I can just like circle this and maybe it'll give me some recommendations of things maybe similar to this. And you can see it does actually give me some kind of decent looking stuff that looks very similar to this. I think that's almost the exact same thing almost for the most part, maybe not, but it's very, very similar. So circle to search is very cool. I'd recommend taking advantage of it. And like I said, that is a very unique feature to these Galaxies and I'd recommend doing it without a doubt. Another cool thing with our Galaxies, it's been on our Galaxies since I think Android 12, and that is the ability of editing our lock screen. So now on our Samsung Galaxies, we have the ability of editing these lock screens. So what you can do is you can literally just hold down on this lock screen right here, and what you can do is you can start editing up basically almost everything you'd want to edit on this particular phone. So what you can do is you can go ahead and click on the time at the very top, and you can go and start changing the timeout if you want to. So you can go, not change the time, but you can change the font color. You can change the way it looks, the way it's perceived here. If you want it this way, or if you want it this way, you can change it whichever way you want to. You can also go through and change these notification styles and add widgets on your lock screen as well. So this is another really cool thing. You can literally just go through and basically just change out whatever you want to in terms of your widgets here. And that's another really cool thing going on for these phones because not a lot of phones have the ability of changing a lock screen. And here on this one, we have that type of capability. Like I said, it's been there since Android 12, so maybe a lot of features have been there, to be honest. But it's another really cool thing going on here. So edit up this lock screen. I would highly recommend doing it because it's a very, very cool feature for sure. Now, another cool thing, and I love doing this on my Android phones, and whichever one support it, and that's enabling the LED notifications. So what this basically means is if I'm getting a text or some sort of notification from an app, it will go ahead and actually, if my screen's off, it will go ahead and give me a really cool light effect at the very top whenever I go ahead and get one of these notifications. So to do this, what you want to do is you want to swipe up and you want to come into your settings application. So come right into settings right here, and you'll come into this panel. Now what you want to do here is you want to come right into notifications. So tap into notifications right there, and then this next panel is going to come up. So what you want to do here is you want to tap on notification pop-up style. So tap into notification pop-up style right here, and then this panel is going to come up right there. So now what you want to do is you want to go and basically click on the edge lighting style, which is showing up right here. So tap on edge lighting style, and what you can do here is you can choose a different edge lighting style, which will basically go ahead and basically brighten your display, or it'll like give you that little light effect up there whenever you go and get a message. How cool is that? And the coolest thing is you can edit this up whichever way you want to. So if you want, you can go and tap on the color option here, and you can actually change the colors of your particular, your LED notification. So if you want it red, you can go and choose red. If you want it like purple, you can choose this. I like auto a little bit more because it changes it per notification. So I think that's genuinely a very nice thing to have. And you can also go through and change the transparency and the duration of that particular message as well. So I think that's a very cool thing going on there too. And whenever you're done, you can click done. And that's another really cool trick I would highly recommend enabling on your Samsung Galaxy S24. Now another thing is actually within the camera application. So if we jump right into the camera app, one of the coolest things is that basically our Samsung phone has the capability of having a very good camera. I love our cameras within these phones. They're very solid, and anytime I've went through and used anything inside of these particular cameras, they've been very good, and you have a lot of toggles all across the board. But one thing that can be kind of annoying is to constantly go through under more and choose whichever option you want. It can be kind of like information overload. If there's a particular feature that you like within this camera, let's say I love portrait video, well, what I can do is I can just go ahead and drag and drop portrait video from here and bring it to my bottom bar right here. I can just drag it wherever I want to. So you can see I can just drag it from there and bring it right here. So instead of me having to constantly go through under more and then trying to find it, I can just have a dedicated panel for it right there under here. So it's just kind of a quick toggle for me to kind of enable it right there. So that's another really cool thing that I actually like doing a lot. And that in and of itself is another important thing as well. Now finally, one of the things I like doing is remapping my side button right here. So if you ever hold down the side button here, it will basically unlock Bixby. Never been a fan of it, I never even use it. So if you want to remap that button, you can make your way back into your settings application. So come right into settings, you can just go and click on the search bar up here, and you can just type in side key. So what I do is I typically just type in side key or side button under advanced features. You want to go and click on it, and then you're going to see this little side button option come up. So now it'll say when you press and hold the side button, what do you want to have happen? If you want, you can have wake Bixby, or you can just have the power off menu. So now if you're actually using your phone, you can hold down this button right here, and it will just bring you into your power off button. So that is something I actually like a lot more than something like the standard button that you had before. Never even seen this medical info button. That's kind of interesting. But that's an option that you have right there. So those are basically my favorite Galaxy S24 tricks and tips. There were actually some really unique ones for the Galaxy S24 this year, which is actually very fascinating to me. So if you want, I would recommend utilizing some of these. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.